If you've been trying to pass prop firm challenges and find yourself constantly failing, this video is going to change everything for you. After 11 years in the markets and generating over $11 million in trading profits, I've helped hundreds of traders to consistently pass prop firm accounts and generate a full-time income becoming funded. The truth is, most traders are approaching prop firm accounts the wrong way. They approach these prop firm accounts like lottery tickets, hoping to full port, pass them in a day, and get a payout by the end of the week. They're not realizing that a systematic approach is the true way to success. Today, I'm breaking down exactly my approach to pass the prop firm accounts and turn that account into a full-time income. Recently, I passed a $100,000 evaluation with Alpha Futures and made over $37,000 in total payouts with them. And yes, it is off of one $100,000 account, and I did that to prove that you don't need all these $150,000 accounts just to get a small payout. First, let's talk about the best prop firms in 2025. My personal favorite this year has been Alpha Futures. They offer the biggest drawdown in the space for an affordable pricing with easy rules and easy to pass. Now, if you're interested in Alpha Futures, you can use code BGC at checkout for the best possible discount at any given time. I'm not saying that just because I'm affiliated with them. I could get affiliated with any prop firm. They are just simply the best in my opinion. Now, it doesn't mean that there's other ones that are not just as good. There's other great ones like Topstep, MFFU, Funded Futures Network, and Tradeify. Just make sure whatever prop firm you choose, you look at their history, make sure they've been in business for some time and have a solid payout history. Please do avoid any prop firm that came out of the blue that has unrealistic expectations on the traders or have a history of denying a lot of payouts. The last thing you want is get through those challenge days, get funded, all the hard work to finally get your payout denied. The key factors when choosing a prop firm is looking at the customer service, looking if their scalability is there, looking at what they offer to trade. You don't want to be trading NQ on a forex prop firm. And lastly, making sure that they have a good history of payouts. I strongly recommend for beginner traders to try out a $50,000 advanced option on Alpha Futures. If I was starting over on my first prop firm account, that's personally the one I would do. Prop firms have revolutionized trading by removing the capital barrier. When I first started trading, there were not all these prop firms. You had to use your own capital, which makes it much harder. Nowadays, with less than $100, you can get a $50,000 challenge account, pass it, and trade with $50,000 of capital, which is pretty crazy. And the profit split model they're using aligns the interests of the firm and the trader together. Now, keep in mind, I spent $89 for a $100,000 standard evaluation. I've gotten over $30,000 in payouts with them. Just please somebody do what is the ROI on $89 to $30,000. It's pretty insane, which is great news for beginner traders as long as they're using the right approach. However, the sad statistic is that only 5 to 10% of traders are able to pass these challenge accounts, and even less to constantly getting payouts from them. Most traders that are watching this have spent thousands on repeated resets and still never withdrew a dollar. But here's the good news. With the right approach, you can get paid out and you can make this a full-time income with just funded accounts. What are the biggest issues of why traders are failing with these prop firm accounts? The number one that I see every single day is that it's too little money, it's $80 to spend, and they stop caring about that account. They start treating it like a $50 scratch-off ticket they bought at a gas station. One or two bad trades blows up their accounts because they keep overtrading, trying to make that money back. And unfortunately, there's no sustainable strategy behind these attempts. They're just hoping to get lucky and get a payout. And there's also the psychological aspects behind it. You're only allowed a lot of times 3 to 4% of drawdown. So this builds artificial stress that you are scared to hit and makes you trade badly. They start trading emotionally, not based on their trading plan. Also, the lack of proven preparation. They don't want to go through the boring demo stage. They find out what a prop firm is and they want to buy 5 accounts and jump right into it. They're like, it's only a few $100s. But the mindset of like, hey, it's only a few $100s is what's holding you back. You're not taking it serious. You're not realizing the actual opportunity that's right in front of you. The way you trade the valuation and the funded stage should be exactly how you would trade if it was your real hard-earned money. Here's my step-by-step framework on how I pass evaluation phases constantly. First of all, pick the right prop firm for you. For me, it's alpha futures. Make sure the rules and expectations are aligned to the way you trade. I cannot be trading with something like Apex because their unrealized drawdown will affect the way I trade. Then pick the right account size for you. Don't go jumping on the deep end. Start off with a 50,000 and then scale up as you start seeing consistent gains. Develop a specific strategy for your challenge phase. For me, it's risking around 0.5% per trade. If I have a 3% drawdown, this means that I have a little over around 6 trades before I will lose. That means I have to lose 6 times in a row. And in my system, that is very, very unlikely. During the challenge phase, I do tend to be a slightly bit more aggressive than the fund stage because I do want to pass my evaluations within a timely manner. I don't want to be on the same account for 2 to 3 months. Also, build a clear criteria on when to trade versus when not to trade. Some of these platforms don't allow you to trade red folder news events. That means you want to stay out of the trades within that time frame. Next up, create a detailed trading plan. There is no rush on passing these accounts. Write down somewhere on your notebook, on your computer, on a sticky note, what is your criteria to enter a trade. And once you enter the trade, what is the criteria for your stop loss and your take profit, so that you already know before you enter the trade what your risk is. You can also simulate this evaluation. Take your demo account and pretend it's a challenge account. How would you trade it accordingly? Remember what I always said, perfect practice makes perfect. If you want to get better at passing challenge accounts, why are you trading your demo and simulation accounts not in the same way that you would trade a challenge account? If you're doing that, that literally means that what you're practicing is useless. You're not gonna apply it in a real world scenario. So you're literally just wasting your time. The number one thing that matters in an evaluation phase is your risk parameters. Never risk more than 1% when you are in your challenge phase. Too many traders want to speed up this process and rush through it and risk their whole account and end up with nothing. With an A+ setup, I'm risking a full 1%. A B setup, I'm risking 0.5%, and anything less than a B setup, either I'm not taking or I'm risking around 0.25%. If you took 2 losses in a row, cut your position size in half so that you can slowly come back from the hole. Too many people go into drawdown 1.5%, 2% and think they can come back. But no, slow gains can add up, and don't just blow your money by losing that evaluation because you think you can come back from the drawdown. I've had multiple accounts that I started in a drawdown, but I was able to follow my system and know that over time I came back and got it to pass and actually get funded. After 3 green profitable trades, return to your standard position size. Also set a daily loss limit. A lot of these platforms let you set a daily loss limit so that you cannot tilt and blow up your account due to 1 or 2 losses that day. I promise you, I had an account that was hit the daily loss limit. The next day, at a $500 buffer alone, I was able to make it back and get a $6,000 payout that same week. I promise you, if I did not have a daily loss limit, I would have blown up the account that same day and never seen that $6,000 payout. You can pass if you blow the account. Your number 1 priority is always preserve capital. And then number 2 is actually making gains. When it comes to your trading strategy, not all trading strategies that work on live accounts relate well to challenge accounts. I personally like to have a moderate win rate and risk reward strategy. I'm not aiming for 1 to 5s, 1 to 6 low probabilities because you only have a 3% drawdown. If you take too many losses in a row, you could lose your account. I try to aim between 60 to 65, maybe even 70% win rate strategy with the 1 to 1.5 or 1 to 2 risk to reward. Again, you don't need any crazy numbers. A lot of people think they get into these challenges and they think a 90% win rate with a 5R risk to reward. The truth is, if you have a slight edge, you will get those accounts to pass and get constant payouts. My core strategies that I use when passing accounts are fair value gaps, liquidity, and Fibonacci's. To be the most effective, trade within certain windows. I like to trade between 9:50 a.m. EST all the way up to 11 a.m. EST. This is where I find the most success, and limiting the times I'm on the charts gives me a higher quality versus just aiming for quantity. Don't want to be the guy that takes 50 trades a day to just make $50. I like to be the guy that takes 1 to 2 trades and gets a solid return. I want my time to be paid. Also remember, less is more. Focusing on 1 to 2 instruments when trading these challenge accounts tends to be a lot more profitable. Me personally, I'm looking at the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. The mental game is just as important as strategy. Treat these challenges as a marathon, not a sprint. Don't focus on trying to hit a profit target the first day and just focus on the process. Focus on finding the right trades and the right executions. Remove the artificial pressure of the challenge that is given to you. Think of it as you're trading any other day. Take the trades that you'll be proud of at the end of the day when you go back to journal. Develop a pre-trading routine. Build a plan before trading day even starts. If you just jump on the charts and you're kind of guessing, trying to find any trade you can get, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. To get the results you're looking for, you need to do a pre-market plan. Look at the charts, establish the key levels, and then look for your lower time frame entries based on those key levels. I promise you, just that small change and taking that extra time every single morning will help you trading a ton. What I like to do is visualization technique. This means that I am imagining my trades before I'm entering. I'm rehearsing those trades and I'm imagining how they should picture when price hits those levels. Doing that, I'm already programming myself that when I enter the trade, the way it's gonna play out, it's gonna give me the right outcome or the negative outcome. I'm already prepared for that. I'm trying to remove my emotions as much as possible when I'm actually in the trade. Remove looking at the P&L and just focus on the chart. Now, passing is not the challenge alone. Our real goal is to make this a full-time income. And if we are aiming for unrealistic results, how can we make it a full-time income? I like to aim for 5 to maybe 10% of the challenge in payouts every single month. If you can get 5% of a $50,000 account, that's a pretty nice paycheck because you can always scale it up. Most prop firms like Alpha Futures lets you hold up to 3 accounts. So if you have 3 accounts, 150K, that's $450,000 in capital. That's serious money. You need to take it as such. If you wanted this to be a real full-time income, you can't think of it as a joke, you can't think of it as a video game, you have to think about this is real money. How would I trade if I had $450,000? Treat it as such and treat it in a way that you actually want to make it your full-time income. Don't have unrealistic expectations. If the challenge phase requires you to make 6% of your account and you want to do that in 2 days, that means you're aiming for over 50% a month. Right? That's insane. What kind of investor can aim for 50% a month consistently? Can it happen? Of course it can happen sometimes. I'm talking about consistent results over the year. The realistic timeline is the month 1 to 3 is when you should be focusing on passing your challenge accounts. Build a nice cushion of maybe 3 to 4 challenge accounts, maybe even across 2 prop firms. Then month 3 to 6 is when you start building those buffers, building those accounts, and start getting some small consistent withdrawals. Then from month 6 to 12, you keep scaling those accounts, you get max allocation on 2 different prop firms, whether it's Alpha, topstep, MFFU, doesn't really matter. Then you start consistently aim for 3 to 5% every month on all those accounts. And then from then on, just look for that insane generational wealth and building it using the funded accounts. Keep in mind that with every $100,000 of funding, if you're able to make just 5% of that, that's $5,000. It means if you have 3 copy trading, that's $300,000, that's $15,000 a month of potential gains. More risk is not what's going to get you more results. It's scaling it. So still risky, 1%, 0.5%, but just doing it on more accounts at the same time. The framework I shared today is the exact one that I use myself and teach to my students for maximum success. I've helped hundreds, if not thousands of students from losing accounts and wasting money on resets to start passing them and making consistent gains. For those who want more personal guidance and want to be part of my small group of mentorship students, we focus specifically on passing prop firm accounts and build a solid and steady full-time income from their funded stage. The link is in the description if you're interested. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.